Bam, bam, bam. Hallo, ihr Blutsauger. Herzlich willkommen zurück zu Vampyr 3. Und wir werden jetzt mal mit dem lieben Arzt reden wegen seinem Missverhalten.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Corcoran, I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die? What happened?
He was my patient. He died because of my mistake. That's the blunt truth.
What was the nature of the mistake?
It was a twofold error. My diagnosis was wrong, and the administered dosage was too strong.
Who was this patient?
I don't know. Some sick man from the docks, maybe a fisherman. I had no time to talk with him. No one claimed a body.
Why not stop practicing?
Are you mad? I killed that man, I admit it, and it won't happen again. I have saved so many lives since then.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Muss die Olle?
Surely I can endure.
Die soll ich jetzt auch noch befragen, deswegen. Wo sind die? Ach, da.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Tell me what Dr. Tippett did. I know his mistake caused a patient's death.
If I had not covered up his error, Dr. Tippett would have been fired from this hospital. I could not let that happen.
You can't allow your emotions to dictate your conduct concerning patients, Nurse Brannigan.
Look around you, Dr. Reed. Do you really think we can afford to lose a brilliant practitioner like Dr. Tippett's in our situation?
Perhaps you did it with the best intentions, Nurse Brannigan, but you took a great risk. Must I remind you that a man died?
You mean you've never made a mistake? Never covered your tracks? Come on, Doctor. I wasn't born yesterday.
I've decided that I won't reveal Dr. Tippett's, shall we say, misdemeanor.
I'm so glad you share my point of view. Dr. Tippett is a brilliant practitioner. We most definitely need his know-how.
I hope you're right. This is a huge risk we're taking.
Dr. Tippett must regain his confidence. Please, keep this decision between you and me. He doesn't need to know you found out.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Perhaps I should have considered the offer from that cabin.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Okay, was haben wir? Was haben wir noch? Das ist erledigt, das ist erledigt, das ist auch noch zu machen. Das ist auch noch zu machen. Das muss ich auch noch machen, das auch noch. Kriegsbeute. Finde das gestohlene Geld. Ja, ja, machen wir mal. Da vorne ist schon wieder einer, oder? Sah das jetzt nur so aus? Das sah nur so aus, gut. Ich dachte jetzt schon. So. Liegt einfach mal Geld rum. Okay. 336 Meter entfernt. Fährt hier ein Zug? Eindeutig jetzt Zug gehört. Oh Gott. Da oben läuft schon wieder einer. Nö. Oh nö. Ja, ja. Sollen die sich mal gegenseitig schlagen, ne? Ich muss irgendwie darüber. Aber erstmal mal Ladebalken. Ich muss mal gucken, dass ich irgendwie da rüberkomme. Ach, geh weg. Blöden Stock. Oh, warum lädt denn das jetzt so oft?
I cannot enter.
Ah, Mano. Und es lädt. Ich versuche gerade eigentlich nur den blöden Quest zu finden. Ey. Scheiß, die wandern. Au, Alter. Aua. Stopp mich mal. Okay. Aua, Alter. Ist da was? Weg. Ruhe geben. Alumipulver und zweimal Alumfragment. Aluminium. Okay. So. die jetzt alle auf einmal her? Okay. Tinder. Neue Untersuchung. Der alte Sack und gute Manieren. Der ist neu. Ciao.
You won't get me here!
So, dann war es halt nochmal so.
Get the fuck out, you crazy bastard!
Kommst hier mit her. Danke, lecker Schmecker. Eins, zwei. Alter. Wer ich sicher nicht leiden kann, dann sind das die hier. Blöden Hin- und Hergerenne. Ich sehe, dass du mich saugen wolltest. So, jetzt aber. Schnauze. Eins. Zwei.
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing in a place like this?
I'm not sure that's any of your business.
I hope you realize that staying here will put your life at great risk.
Pah! I'm not afraid of these guards of Priwen, or whatever these thugs call themselves. I can still kick some respect into those youngsters.
I wasn't specifically referring to them, but are you really after these men? Why?
They took my boy! I've had no news since he joined that crazy gang. So I decided to come and find him myself, to get some answers.
I see. But as I said, your life is at risk if you stay here. And I'm not referring to the gangs either. You should leave, sir.
Well, this part of town used to be nicer, let's say. Perhaps you're right. This isn't the best way to save Andrew.
Schillinge. Liebe Mutter, was mir auch immer zugestoßen mag, vergiss niemals, dass dein Sohn dich liebt. Ich weiß, du warst mit meiner Art zu leben nicht immer glücklich, aber ich werde mich nicht ändern. Ich wurde in diesen Stadtteil geboren und aufgezogen und ich kann es nicht mehr länger tragen, was man unserer Nachbarschaft antut. Den Leuten, die wir kennen, vor kurzem habe ich eine furchtbare Entscheidung getroffen. Ich beschloss mich gegen die Tyrannei der wenigen zu erwehren. Ich weiß, sie werden Vergeltung üben, aber ich bin für alles gewappnet. Danke dir, habe ich das Lesen immer geliebt. Jetzt, da ich endlich handle, bleibt mir nur übrig, Etienne de la Bruyne zu zitieren. Sie wirken nur groß, weil wir vor ihnen knien. Ich werde nicht länger knien, Mutter. Ich werde aufrecht stehen. Was es mich auch koste, auf bald. Meine liebe Mutter, Jack.
There is a name engraved under the blood on the back of the case. Jack Gillingham. Perhaps Enid's son.
Okay. Das war wahrscheinlich von der Oma der Sohn. Der säuft weiter sein Bier. So. Okay.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Why must it always be a good evening?
I was just being polite. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you some questions, if I may.
Don't like questions. Or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fishburne, if you must know.
Have you heard anything recently about Sean Hampton's shelter?
Called into the hullabaloo that can be heard coming from the building, I would say that all the local loonies are at his precious club.
What's your occupation?
I take care of my mum. That's what I do. She's the only good thing in my life. Even though I don't treat her so good.
You seem upset. Is something bothering you?
I lost the necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot. A worthless idiot.
Sometimes it's hard to be a good son.
I just wanted to smile. No, I was thankful for her patience, appreciated like... God knows she deserves it.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne. Good evening, madam. I'm Dr. Reed. Could I come in?
Why? What do you want?
I work at the Pembroke Hospital. I'm investigating the flu epidemic in this area.
Oh, the Spanish flu. Well, that's quite liberal of you, Doctor. But this is no time to be knocking at people's doors.
The disease takes away the good people too, madam. Why not let me in?
It's Mrs. Fishburne. Stella Fishburne. And yes, indeed. Why not let a doctor in? Just grow eyes in the back of that head, sir. Gentlemen are easy targets in these parts.
Erstmal looten. Dann reden wir mit ihr.
So you have questions about the flu, then?
Yes, among other things.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope Factory, but it closed before the war. I occasionally help at the night asylum, in exchange for food.
Did your husband die in the war?
Oh no, my Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour was just a lad. The poor boy saw his dad slip and fall from that scaffolding.
How do you pay the rent, then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
How is life around here?
Life has always been hard in the East End. But it's everywhere nowadays, isn't it?
Do you think the increase in violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know. But it's most likely linked to the gangs, if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
Violence has always fed on poverty, don't you think? It's a cruel law of the human condition.
And selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you can just die in the gutter and no one will bat an eye.
Do you have any news about Sean Hampton's shelter?
I heard you can't go there anymore unless you share his faith. A bit queer, don't you think?
Okay.
Goodbye, Miss Fishburne. Take care of yourself.
Mhm.
I'm not sure yet.
Also lässt er nur noch Leute rein, die sein Glauben teilen. Ist ja schön von ihm. Was für ein Idiot.
Over there! There's one of them vermin!
Au. So.
This one's mine!
Alter.
Take its hand!
Eieiei, jetzt ist aber mal gut. So. Ist das hier unter mir oder was?
Giselle's stolen money. Priwen has some unethical ways of financing their war.
Over there!
So. Zack, zack, zack. Aus das Licht. So, dann würde ich sagen, dann sehen wir uns im nächsten Part. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Bis zum nächsten Mal.